under Josh Jacobs. On second down, Jacobs again. Nice little hesitation, then plows forward for the first to the 36-yard line. It is going to be a ground and pound kind of day with this wind in Cleveland.
And no Myles Garrett out there for that Browns defense. Gustin, number 97. In for Myles. You see Myles over there checking it out. Maybe that knee injury is bothering him a little more than thought. He tried to give it a go in the first half. We'll see if he's in there on passing situations.
AFC Defensive Player of the Month for the month of October. On the end around, it's Ruggs. He's got great speed, but he cannot get to the corner. Well defended by the Browns. It was Terrence Mitchell and Olivier Vernon who were out there.
Now, really nice job by Olivier Vernon of just stretching it out, waiting for the support to get there. And again, every defense has a contained player, right? You're trying to get Ruggs the ball in space to use his great speed. But Vernon does a good job of stretching that out. In the corner, is that Harrison coming up, making a good play? Terrence Mitchell coming up, making a great play, maintaining his responsibility.
Been a big day for Olivier Vernon. A couple of sacks as well, his first 2 of the season. Play action, they set it up for Waller, and Waller brought down by B.J. Goodson. Haven't been able to get Waller involved much today, just his second catch, and Goodson all over him.
Well, I like the idea of getting Waller involved off of a little screen pass. I'll tell you, B.J. Goodson did a heck of a job of avoiding Hudson, the center. He didn't run into Hudson. He used what he has. He used his quickness to get away from number 61. Watch this little arm under there. Just enough to get there and beat Hudson underneath and inside.
Myles Garrett back out there now on what appears to be a passing down 3rd and 8. Browns creep up to the line, showing pressure. Carr steps away. He's going to run. Fields open, and Carr with a first down. Backed his way to the 49. Carl Joseph, the former Raider, knocks it down.
Look how he gets fired up, right? He gets fired up, and that gets his offensive line fired up. And in this type of day, you've got to be disciplined in your pass rush lanes. If not, on this type of day versus man coverage, you saw the back end's heads were turned to the wide receivers. A smart guy like Carr is going to get fired up because he's going to tuck it and go. And he's been very effective doing that this year.
111 yards rushing for the Raiders. Right about their average for a game this season. Carr, a dart to Renfro. And Renfro picks up 9.
So we're watching the college playbook right there. That's just a little RPO, just to freeze linebackers enough, and Renfro finding the soft spot in the zone and an easy pitch and catch. And everything is set up. Well, you're able to do those type of play actions, as everybody knows, and everybody will tell you if you're able to establish something on the ground, which the Raiders have certainly done today.
Second down and 1. Jacobs once more, and Jacobs falls forward for the first down. I've said falls forward quite a bit today for Josh Jacobs, much more than we saw from him last week in the game against Tampa Bay.
Well, for this offense to be operating, he's got to be at his highest level. And they're really good. John Gruden in the press conference earlier this week talked about, we got a really good offense, and it's only going to get better. But this is showing how they have to learn how to win. When you go to Denver stuff, you got to win in ugly games, windy games, cold games. And you do it by pounding the rock.
First down at 10. Carr floats it. Nice catch by his tight end, Darren Waller. Had to pull it down with one hand. Anything you float going this direction towards the dog pound is going to float a little more than you want.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, the athletic ability of Waller at his size at 6'6", just being able to turn that body, seal with one hand, and protecting the football with Sendejo coming in there.
Everybody knows the Waller story by now. Injured in 2015, was suspended for the substance abuse violation for 4 games in 2016, then the entire year in 2017. Had issues with pills and drugs since he was 15 years old, but has gotten himself clean, 3 years sober now, and has become one of the best tight ends in the league.
Great story, but let's talk about repeating plays. That was the same play, just run to the opposite side. And anytime you can get that, again, that success going, it freezes everybody, because as a defense, have a defensive guy saying, I'm going to stop the run first. You're forced to play zone, and Renfro and Carr got a nice little connection, and they're reading the same thing, and they're on the same page as far as seeing the defense.
Third catch for Renfro today for 22 yards.
Good running. Here we go. Wide end is it.
On first down and 10, Jacobs once more, and Jacobs pops through a little bit of a crease and pushes down to the 17-yard line.
Well, Taki's free. Taki has a shot to get a TFL, tackle for loss. And he's just going to run through, and you've got to be able to put your helmet on him. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he just misses the tackle. Then again, we're seeing Josh Jacobs running inspired today, but making plays when a play has to be made, and Josh Jacobs running strong. Now, as a defensive coordinator and Joe Woods, what this forces you to do when somebody's running the ball down in your throat, you've got to get more people within that box, because all the runs the Raiders have been inside. You need 8 guys in there.
Second and 5, another inside run, Chris, and down to the 15-yard line. Porter Gustin first to make contact.
That's because they had 8 guys in there. And then you have people beating people off blocks, and Porter Gustin did a great job of penetration. Big third down, situational defense. That's what Joe Woods wants to be known as his defense. And the Browns have given up 31 points a year because they haven't been great on situational defense, including third down. So this is part of how you define yourself.
21st in the league on third downs this year. Opponents convert almost 48% of the time. On third down, Carr, quick toss. It's Waller. He found his tight end, and he's got the first down. And it's first and goal at the 8 as we check in with Carissa.
Thanks, Kevin. Vikings up 21-14 in Green Bay. Kirk Cousins dumps it off to Dalvin Cook. Guess what happens next? His 4th touchdown of the day. This one coming on a 50-yard run here. Vikings leading 28-14. Kevin?
It has not been a big play day like that here in Cleveland, Carissa. It's been a lot of small, short yardage plays, but that has helped the Raiders work their way down to a first and goal situation. And Jacobs on first and goal. Not much running room there. Down to the 8.
Really nice job of Sheldon Richardson forcing that cutback into the unblocked players of the Cleveland Browns. He's been a nice pickup for them. Steady, consistent, really good rundown player.
Could be the final play of the third quarter. They don't have to snap it again going into this win. See if they do that.
Hey, 93, we gotta go.
3 seconds and counting in the third, and movement up front. It's a free play. No, they're going to stop this one. Carr got the flinch from Myles Garrett as time ran out in the third quarter.
I think they were going to let it run out.
Defense number 95. After this is the goal.
I think Carr was acting. I think Carr was acting there. How was he acting? Do you hear him up there? Hurry up, we gotta go, we gotta go. So, you know, the defense is listening to that too. And so Myles Garrett, being a great pass rusher, was hoping to get off on a good snap and jump the count.
And Carr wasn't going to get it snapped until that movement happened. Smart play by Derek Carr and the Raiders, who are trying to jump on top. We head to the 4th with the grapple flying.
Wednesday, Fox has TV's #1 shows. First, it's a can't-miss Masked Singer reveal who everyone will know.
Season 4 is full of surprises.
All new Masked Singer. Then, I Can See Your Voice has America on the edge of their seat. And nothing will prepare you for the most shocking episode yet.
What did I tell you?
Wednesday, The Masked Singer and I Can See Your Voice are all new on Fox.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Tuesday, America is voting, and Fox News is following every race as it happens. The 2020 election on Fox News Channel.
This is the Northern Panhandle. We're proud about where we're from. proud about who we are. Isn't it about time we be proud of our politicians again? That's why I've been fighting for us, against Big Pharma, against special out-of-state interests, and anyone else in our way. I'm Sean Fluharty. I'm not just asking for your vote. I want you to be proud to make it.
At Huntington, we see business owners working hard during this difficult time. You handle it with grace, which inspired us to offer some to you. Introducing 24-hour grace for business. If your business overdrafts, you now have an extra day to cover it and avoid a fee. It's our way of looking out for you, so you can continue looking out for everyone else. Huntington, welcome.
John Perdue never dreamed he'd go to college, let alone become one of the best state treasurers. John Perdue brought back financial integrity and transparency to the treasurer's office. He created the highly successful Smart 529 College Savings Program, and under his watch has returned more than $230 million in unclaimed property. He's created the 457 Retirement Program and WV Able, and his Board of Treasury Investments has the highest rating from Standard & Poor's.
I'm John Perdue, and I've never forgotten that I worked for you.
IBEW 246, trained to electrify.
John Gruden's Raiders trying to keep up with Kansas City in the AFC West. And the AFC North, one of the more interesting divisions in football. Steelers and Ravens playing right now. Grapple here in Cleveland.
I don't. There's grappling. You know the fans aren't bothered by grapple, including my brother-in-law, the great Mike Billy, and his son Gabriel are here. They're not bothered by this. Not when Mike was running for touchdowns for the Youngstown Cheney Cowboys. Tough to tackle.
Grapple with the face. Second and goal. Carr to the end zone through the hands of a well-covered Nelson Aguilar. Terrence Mitchell out there on the coverage.
Yeah, good job by Terrence, but this ball has to be thrown low and away, not high and in. He's going to run a nice little comeback right here. Now, if he has that throwing lane, you want to put that ball low and away. And Sendejo did a good job of getting in that throwing lane to force the high ball by Carr.
We've talked about it all day, Chris. It's been a day of missed opportunities for both teams when it comes to touchdowns. Another chance here. 15th play of this Las Vegas drive. Renfro in motion. Third down. Carr to Renfro, sliding across the goal line with a later touchdown.
Just a nice, patient route by Renfro, and Waller used to clear out that space that Renfro was able to hit. Just a good catch. There's the ball low and away. Oh, let's see.
That ball may have moved again, Chris.
See? Can't tell from that angle.
Watch this angle here. Cleveland fans certainly believe there was movement there. Every scoring play is reviewed. We saw that on the last Jarvis Landry catch. And they're going to take a look at this one to see if that ball didn't move in the arms of Hunter Renfro. It's all about control in Cleveland.
It's oh so quiet and so peaceful. You fall in love, sing boom, you shout and you yell, oh, you blow, when you're falling in love.
For some of us, our daily journey is a short one. Save 50% when you pay per mile with Allstate. Pay less when you drive less. You've never been in better hands. Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
Introducing Wendy's new Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger. Nothing will distract you from the pretzel bun and beer cheese. Not even all the comments on the pic you posted of your Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger. Download the app to order ahead and get Wendy's rewards.
This season, catch every snap from every game and all of the plays in just 45 minutes. NFL Game Pass, where football never stops. Go to NFL.com/Game Pass to start your free trial.
Michigan. Touchdown. Indiana.
Unbelievable.
Saturday at noon Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Today's game is sponsored by Wendy's new Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger.
Dean Blandino's with us in Los Angeles. Dean, I know this will come as a shock. We're going to talk about what's a catch and not a catch here. The ball hits the ground, or at least touches the ground, but that doesn't mean it's not a catch, right?
The play. The ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
And it stands as called. We didn't have a lot of great angles, but tell us about the ball touching the turf.
Right, it's all about control. The ball can touch the ground, but it's not incomplete if the receiver maintains that control. We just never had a great look of whether he lost control as he went to the ground. The ball definitely touches the ground. Unlike the play earlier with Landry, it was loose and it touched the ground. This one we just can't tell, and we have to go stands here. But it's a really, really close play.
That has been the story of the day. Close plays. Thanks, Dean. Appreciate it. Hunter Renfro's second touchdown grab of the year and the first touchdown of the day for either team.
These extra points aren't gimmies.
No, not at all. Little easier going this direction than the other direction as Carlson with the extra point good and a flag down on the extra point try.
That touchdown was a well-designed play call, too. Waller took up a linebacker and safety just to clear the area for Renfro. Just beautifully well done by Coach Gruden.
Offside. Defense number 54. Las Vegas has elected to take that penalty on the kickoff. Tries good. Timeout.
14th touchdown pass of the year for Derek Carr. Caps the 15-play, 75-yard drive here in the fourth.
People think my job is easy. You just go on TV and talk, right? Well, each season, there's over 1,500 players and hundreds of games. Plus passing yards, turnovers, injuries. We have to be ready to analyze any of it on live TV. If we fumble on air, that's a problem. IBM Watson helps us wrap our heads around all that data and quickly find relevant insights using AI, so we can give every fan the best show possible. Welcome, everybody, to Fox Kickoff. I'm Chris Thompson.
We made USAA insurance for members like Martin, an Air Force veteran made of doing what's right, not what's easy. So when a hailstorm hit, USAA reached out before he could even inspect the damage.
That's how you do it right.
USAA insurance is made just the way Martin's family needs it. With hassle-free claims, he got paid before his neighbor even got started. Because doing right by our members, that's what's right. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
When game day is a go, there's a Bud Light there.
Today's the day. You know that feeling you woke up with?
Those butterflies don't ever go away.
But you have a plan. You were ready. Now execute it. November 3rd, Election Day.
We're counting on you to do your part and vote.
At our stadiums across the country that are now polling places.
Or your local polling place around the corner.
One player can make a difference. We need every player on our roster for this election.
Vote today. Vote.
From the awe-inspiring WWE Thunderdome, with an unhinged yet loyal Jey Uso now by his side, Universal Champion Roman Reigns looks to continue his dominance. It's an all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, on Fox.
Pac-12 football returns at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, with the USC Trojans taking on Arizona State.
It all starts with a special big noon kickoff, live from the Coliseum. And then it's Arizona State, USC, all part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Raiders on the road in Las Vegas. A 15-play, 75-yard scoring drive. Took almost 9 minutes off the clock, capped by that Hunter Renfrow touchdown catch. Alongside Chris Spielman with Laura Oakman on the field, I'm Kevin Kugler. Great to have you with us in chilly Cleveland today. Chris mentioned right before we went to break that was a really good play design put together by the Raiders on that touchdown. And we're going to take a look at that after this kick, because I want you to show us exactly what made that play such a good design.
Yeah, and I'm going to also point out the challenge that Cleveland has going this direction into the wind, throwing the ball down the field.
Peoples-Jones, a short kickoff even with the penalty assessed. And Peoples-Jones trying to get to the outside. And the rookie from Michigan with a nice return as we go back to that nice play for the touchdown from Las Vegas.
So because he's 6'6", he's such a target and a great athlete, Waller's going to clear out Harrison with Sendejo to double him. Now watch Renfrow work back inside to the spot that was cleared out. And that's something that's constantly worked down. And you know, going into the game plan as an offensive play caller, all right, they know we like Waller in the red zone. Let's use him to clear a space out to occupy defenders to create the open space. And Renfrow and Carr have hit on 3 of those so far this past drive.
So now Cleveland with some work to do and going in a tough direction here in the fourth quarter to get work done. And on first down, it's Kareem Hunt. A little jump cut and a burst forward. Look at it, dragging tacklers, and Kareem Hunt to the 48-yard line with a first down as we go back to Los Angeles, and Carissa's got an update.
I do. Kevin, Steelers trailing 17-7 in Baltimore. 2 plays after a Lamar Jackson interception. Ben Roethlisberger finds Eric Ebron. 18-yard score here. Steelers looking to stay undefeated, down by 3. Kevin?
And those Browns chasing both of those teams in the division. 6-0 for the second time in franchise history as Baker Mayfield gets around the rush, and Mayfield floating it into a lot of traffic and out of bounds. He had Max Crosby right on the doorstep and had to get around the second-year man from Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, that's a good decision, not forcing it in there and making a good decision to throw it away, because there was nobody open, and that was not a bad pass. That was a really good pass because he chose to throw it right where he threw it.
Second down and 10. A wind, a significant challenge going in this direction as you see it from left to right. They're going right into the teeth of that wind. That's the running game as the grapple picks up here in Cleveland, and Hunt down to midfield. As I say, the grapple picks up. We check in with Laura. Lots of grapple.
You cannot say grapple without getting down to Laura from now on. But for real, you're saying that the wind's picking up. It was so gusty earlier, but the only way I can say it now is it's consistent gust with the grapple starting to come down. As a special teams coach Mike Prefer told me to do, I've been watching that Phil Dawson flag as we began this quarter, and it is just left to right, like you said, getting stronger and stronger.
Not a pleasant afternoon to be on the field. Sorry, Laura. 3rd and 8. Mayfield over the middle, and that one is dropped. David Njoku with the drop. That's at least 3 that we've seen dropped today by Browns receivers.
Well, this is the matchup because he's matched up with Littleton, the linebacker. He beats Littleton across the field, and Baker throws a strike. And I go back to it again. I don't know why guys, as good as Njoku is, and a really good receiving tight end, I have no idea why they body catch. Use your hands, make the triangle, and hand catch it. Nobody better in the business in the history of the world than Chris Carter. And I'm not saying that because he's a teammate in the Buckeye. I'm saying it because it's true.
Renfrow will watch this punt sail to the 5-yard line, trying to keep it in play, and the Browns cannot. It's a touchback. 13-11 remaining in the fourth quarter. Missed opportunities, the story of this day.
Yeah. Give it all you got.
We've been training for the Shipathon because the obstacles are bigger than ever this holiday. Shop and ship early. FedEx.
Will painting your wall in team colors help your team win? Of course it will. Why would you even ask that?
Whoa! Come on, guys. No ball in the house. Come on, Dad. Why don't you check out Rocket Mortgage and plan for a home with a yard? Hey, Larry, can I get an autograph? Absolutely.
If you need a home to fit the whole team, Rocket can.
Here?
Now.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Trailblazer.
Here.
Nope.
Here.
When the middle of nowhere is somewhere. The all-new Chevy Trailblazer, making life's journey just better.
This season, watch football when you want.
We back in the flesh, baby! Make way for the kick. That was a dime right there.
Every snap from every game, now at a lower price.
They can't stop us.
All of the plays in just 45 minutes. And learn from the players.
They already know what's going to happen.
NFL Game Pass, where football never stops.
What a catch! Wait for the kick.
Go to NFL.com/Game Pass to start your free trial.
It's a tasty story of terrifying toys.
It's Halloween and we need the candy.
Who ate all the candy? The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. See it first tonight, only on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Lowe's. We put the home in home team.
Our very own Howie Long, one of the all-time great Raiders. Entire career with the silver and black. 13 seasons went into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2000. And Mark Davis gave all of his great Raiders.
Yeah.
Howie Long, my partner Matt Millen for a lot of years on the college side. Legacy Bricks in Las Vegas at the new stadium. Very cool.
Howie had a vicious uppercut. That's what all the offensive linemen that I used to locker beside, they were concerned about his uppercut because he was so strong and powerful, great off the ball. A great player. He wore the neck roll. See that, Kev?
Did wear the neck roll. Bring back the neck roll.
Well, it did it good to me. I'm sitting here with a neck fusion. Don't bring it back.
Don't bring it back. No, good point. First down and 10. Raiders with a 13-6 lead. Penetration up front, but able to get around that is Josh Jacobs, and he picks up 3. Mac Wilson with the tackle. Olivier Vernon got into the backfield quickly.
Yeah, what they have to do if on the Browns now, if you're going to bring Sendejo like they did off the edge, everybody's got to pitch inside to take away the inside running lanes because Sendejo is running free from the outside. So you either want him chasing or you want him take the cutback.
Or the swing to Waller. And Waller up the sideline. Out of bounds near first down yardage at the 30-yard line. Denzel Ward ushered him out. And it is a first down for Las Vegas.
Now, the only thing I would have Waller do is maybe try to stay in bounds, right? We're talking about the fourth quarter, and you want to keep tick, 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 keep the clock moving.
Time of possession starting to favor the Raiders. They've had 2 8+ minute drives in this game, including that last touchdown drive. Big part of that has been the running game. Carry number 20 on the day for Josh Jacobs. And Jacobs, look at him lower the shoulder. That's the Josh Jacobs we saw last year when he was one of the best in the league in yards after contact.
Well, it's just, first of all, a great hole opened up. And we're going to take a look. And what happens is Sheldon Richardson, run it back, guys, if you can. Sheldon Richardson got caught inside. He's got to stay outside because you have a gap for a gap. He jumped inside and allowed that little burst of a hole to open up, and Jacobs, now I'm just telling you, that's where you got to be disciplined and stay in your gap because he and B.J. Goodson wound up in the same gap, creating that hole.
It's a 14-yard run. That's the longest of the day for the Raiders. Jacobs again picking his way forward, fighting off contact down near midfield.
I just want to, if we can go back, I just wanted to show that to you because it's so important because you know a team's running ball, you want to try to stay disciplined. Now watch Sheldon Richardson. He's going to come out here. He's going to jump inside, and he in 93 or 51, excuse me, Mac Wilson are going to wind up in the same gap. By him jumping inside, that created that space. So this is where you have to stay disciplined and do your job and nobody else's job if you're playing the run.
Devontae Booker giving Jacobs a breather. Carr off play action. Pressure coming. Carr in some trouble. Trying to get away. He cannot. Larry Ogunjobi with the sack, but he got a piece of the face mask of Derek Carr on the way down.
Well, that's just a tough break for the Browns, and it's an effort play. And
personal foul. Face mask. Defense over 65. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
No, that's automatic call right there. You know, it's kind of crazy, right? It's almost like that's the Browns' luck, because going in, the grovel was really groveling when the Browns had the football. Now when the Raiders get the ball, all of a sudden the grovel stops. It's just, we're not getting any luck here. Then you have an effort play by Ogunjobi right there, and he's just trying to get a sack, and he happened to nick the face mask of Derek Carr.
On first down, here's Booker. Booker with a burst of speed. We saw that burst from Devontae Booker when he came in the first half, Chris, and really sparked this run game. It wasn't going very much until Booker came in, and that sort of jump-started the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's exciting to see. And you know who's really excited about that is Mike Mayock. And because of what Mike talked about, but when you could see a guy like Booker who, you know, doesn't have a lot of work this year come in and contribute to the success of running the football where you've been struggling as a team, you got to be excited about that.
Only 126 yards rushing coming in. That's 25 on 4 carries, over 6 yards a carry today.
Look, we got 9 guys up here to let us stop the run.
They'll run right into that front, and Jacobs not going very far. On 2nd and 3, maybe a half yard. And now a 3rd down, but before that 3rd down snap, back to Carissa for another update.
Here we go, Kevin. Steelers trailing 17-14 in Baltimore. James Conner punches this one in from 1 yard out, his 5th of the season. Got his team on top, 21-17. Kevin?
Carissa, thanks. That's a slugfest going on. No surprise between those two teams. Rush yards, they've been one of the better rushing defenses in the National Football League, but the Raiders flexing their run game muscle for the first time in a long time today. On 3rd and 2, up the middle, 1st down for Jacobs. What an opening in tight quarters to get that 1st down.
You know when your offensive line is winning, Kevin, when your pulling guard runs through the hole and he has nobody to block. That's when you know you're winning the battle with the line of scrimmage. Look at that. Gabe Jackson is 5 yards leading the ball carrier before any Brown defender is near. And that's when you know you're winning the line of scrimmage. And nobody can be happier than John Gruden for his football team right now, because they're dominating the line of scrimmage. Cleveland knows they're running the ball, and there's nothing they can do to stop it.
Booker back in. Booker with the carry. And Devontae Booker burrows to the 18. Mac Wilson with the stop.
You know, Tom Cable, the offensive line coach, longtime Raider offensive line coach, Coach Gruden, got to be proud, because remember, they thought they were going to have Trent Brown back today. He's not back. Sam Young got hurt. You have Denzel Good playing offensive guard. And all these guys are stepping up, man. And that's something to be proud of the football team. And those guys get fired up because they know that they're in the head, in the helmets of the orange helmet guys. They're in their head because they're beating them up physically, and there's nothing that they can do to stop it.
That's got to be a really just awful feeling on that defensive side of the ball, where you know you can't stop them no matter what.
Yes, I've been on that side.
I know you have. That's why I asked you.
That's why I did everything I said. I do as I say, not as I do. I used to start blitzing. I can't just sit there and get punched in the mouth.
2nd and 6. And movement up front. Was it Denzel Good coaxing Ogunjobi to move?
Yeah, Derek Carr not pleased, so I'm sure it's coming back.
Ball start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Well, that's Denzel Good, who's in that left guard spot because Richie Incognito is still out.
I'm just talking you up, Denzel. Hold your water, as they used to say. Let's see if we can see a little flinch by the big fella. Yeah, just a little bit. I try to hard count him and get him jump to get the cheap 5 back.
Carr on the keep. That side of the field is open. Carr inside the 10 and down inside the 5. He said he was going to use his legs a little bit more. Now the ball came out. It looks like it's in the arms of Devontae Booker, because it is in the arms of Devontae Booker, and it'll stay with Las Vegas. But Carr using his legs to get the first down.
So Denzel Ward does a tremendous job here of tackling the football. Now once he gets his hand on there, he's going to rip it out. And he might have been down anyway, but Devontae Booker chasing the play. That's just a great effort play. And Devontae, apparently he wants some playing time, because the way you're playing today, you've earned it. And watch Denzel Ward right here. Carr's trying to protect the ball. I don't know, that might have been out, but doesn't matter because Devontae Booker saves the day for the Las Vegas Raiders.
They rule it a fumble, and the recovery by Booker puts it at the 2-yard line. And ball control on a tough day weather-wise to play has been a big key for Las Vegas. On first down, Jacobs going airborne, trying to break the plane, and he cannot. Down to the 1. P.J. Goodson keeping him out of the end zone, looking for his 6th rushing touchdown of the year.
Yeah, you just want to be careful, because when you do go airborne, that ball is a little bit of a target for helmets. And just especially see how he reads that out. You don't need to risk that.
Especially when you haven't broken the plane of the goal line yet. The play's not dead. If that ball comes out there, that's a fumble. 24 carries, 99 yards. He's not had a 100-yard day this year. Second and goal. Jacobs once more. Jacobs to the goal line. No signal yet, as the officials come in and mark him short. It's 3rd and goal for Las Vegas.
This is such a good job. Remember how I talked about the pulling guard getting up in the hole? You're going to see Good here. He's not going to get up in the hole. He's going to get knocked back right there. See how he's knocked back? And that's because of the penetration. And you can see that he was down short. I think his rear end hit the ground, Kevin, before he was able to get that ball across.
12th play of this drive. 3rd drive of 8 plays or more for the Raiders. Jacobs on 3rd down. I don't think he got in. Porter Gustin was there to hold him out of the end zone.
What a great play by Porter Gustin. He does a little bit of a swim move, and he gets in his gap, then comes out of his gap. Watch him come inside and out, but watch the arm, the left arm to escape the blocker. See that left arm move? So well done, and he knocks off the puller and makes the tackle. Nobody else celebrates that like I do. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I can tell you that's 100%
I mean, that's such a good play. Oh.
In fact, I've never heard anyone celebrate knocking off the puller more than Chris Spielman.
Yes. I can't help it because it's so good. Just the technique of using that left arm to get away from the block. Who can't get excited about that?
Timeout used by Las Vegas before 4th and goal. Speaking of chilly days, you want to go back in the Wayback Machine a little bit? How about we go to January 4th, 1981? A little colder that day. -4 degrees.
Don Cockroft, one of the last of the straight-on kickers, along with Mark Mosley.
Missed 2 field goals. Browns down 14-12, and then the infamous red right 88.
Yeah.
Intercepted from Brian Sipe. Mike Davis with the interception. Matt Millen, look at him jumping in there, trying to get the bear hug in.
Yeah, my brother and I were sitting in our basement in Massillon, Ohio, watching that game, and we were all about the Cyper Bowl that year, as they called it.
So now a 24-yard field goal try. It was 4th and goal, but a penalty was called before the timeout was used, so they'll back up for a field goal that is good, and Daniel Carlson makes it a 16-6 advantage for Las Vegas. Back here in a moment.
There's still a few things Americans can agree on. The importance of speed, hard work, and the great outdoors. So we built a future for each of them. We electrified the Mustang and engineered it to get from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. Put a hybrid engine in the all-new F-150 that works as hard as it does smart. Then reimagine the Bronco as an off-roading, high-performance wild animal. This is the future we're building, and we're building it today.
You're all I need to get by. You got our love and some R-A-S-B-C-T-O. No looking back. No, it ain't, baby. We got our love, and sure enough, that's enough. You're all I need, baby, to get by.
Tua, my son, let me tell you a story. Every day, the gazelle wakes up and thinks, I have to run faster than a lion, or I'll become lunch. And the lion wakes up and thinks, I have to run faster than the gazelle, or I'll starve. When we wake up, we all have to be ready to run. Son, are you ready?
I got plenty tattoos on my flesh. Drip on me, I tactical my vest. Hundreds everywhere, I made a mess. Let's get it. Look, down, down, baby. Oh, she going crazy. Sweet, sweet baby. Damn, she never let me go. Down, down, baby. Oh, deep.
Go to NFLShop.com and gear up.
Pac-12 football returns at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific with the USC Trojans taking on Arizona State. It all starts with a special big noon kickoff live from the Coliseum. And then it's Arizona State, USC, all part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Told you earlier in the game how Las Vegas was not a good closing team. In fact, 24-point differential in the fourth quarter entering Week 8 against the Raiders was the second lowest in the NFL. But today, they've outscored the Browns by 10 in the fourth. And defensively, we talked about it right at the start of the broadcast. John Gruden called out his defense this week. And Chris, they have responded today in inclement weather here in Cleveland.
So professional football players have a lot of pride in their ability, right? And so when your head coach calls you out, one or two things are going to happen. You're either going to answer that challenge or you're going to fold. And I think they've been assisted a little bit. I don't want to take away from their effort because their effort has been great. But this is a tough way to go left to right. And you're down 2 possessions because you cannot throw the ball deep with any type of accuracy.
And the wind, the reason why, blowing the ball off the tee. Raiders are kicking with the advantage of the wind in this fourth quarter. The Browns have to try to mount a comeback, down 10, with that wind essentially staring them in the face. Not an easy task today. But it is howling 40 miles an hour and has been consistently 30 to 40 off the lake. That is not a warm wind. And this kickoff will go through the end zone for the touchback. And Cleveland's going to look back on this game and they're going to say there were some missed opportunities in this one.
Well, we had the one turnover today, and Kwiatkowski stripping Harrison Bryant. And Jarvis almost had a juggle catch, but the ball did hit the ground, lost control of it. And right here was big. The normally reliable Njoku dropping a key third down, beating his man one-on-one coverage to keep that drive alive the last time they had the football.
So now for Baker Mayfield, who's 8 of 16 for 72 yards. He's going to try to mount a comeback going into this wind, down 2 scores. And the swing to Hunt on first down, a little stiff arm applied to Corey Littleton, but not much yardage applied to that play.
You know, this is where you think about, okay, the loss of OBJ, right? Because of his electrifying playmaking ability. The ball would go deep, run after catch. So just kind of watching what the Raiders are doing. So the next guy they're leading in their safety to, and Eric Harris, number 25, is the free safety. He's leaning and finding Jarvis Landry because that's their next threat, according to the Raiders.
2nd and 9. Mayfield on the roll to the sideline. Catch is made by Rashard Higgins. And Higgins out of bounds with a 14-yard pickup and a first down, his first catch of the day.
It's a nice little route by Higgins, finding that open spot. And I like what the Raiders are doing. Devin Lawson's giving plenty of cushion. Right, he got beat on a double move earlier by Jarvis Landry. So you understand the time and the situation of the game and keep those guys in front of you. You don't care about the garbage yards you're giving up.
Four-man rush from Las Vegas, settled in at midfield to make the catch as Harrison Bryant. That's a first down. And the Browns will hustle up to the line of scrimmage on first down. Midfield on first down. Mayfield behind Jarvis Landry. And with the incompletion, let's check in with Carissa in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Kevin. Patriots trailing 21-14 in Buffalo. Pats looking to snap that 3-game losing streak. That helps. Cam Newton keeps it for himself. Buffalo would add a field goal, though, so they're back up 24-21. Kevin?
Tight ball game there.
Derek Carr's assisting on the defensive calls. He's saying, please keep him in front. Nothing over the top. Make him use clock to make him go the long distance.
Well, he did say it's freeing to be at this point in his career. Apparently, it's so freeing to coach defense as well as quarterback. 2nd down. Mayfield and a one-hand grab by Jarvis Landry. What a catch. And Landry gets a first down for Cleveland.
So the Raiders do the exact opposite of what I just said. And you're playing one-on-one in potential for a big play. Why? Why? Now they're back to zone.
And Baker Mayfield, incomplete. Jarred loose from Landry by LaMarcus Joyner. Let's go back to that route on the last play that saw the 23-yard completion.
So we know he's the threat with OBJ out, right? It's one-on-one coverage, and Baker's looking right there right now. And all he's doing is throwing it up and letting his guy go make a play. But if I'm John Gruden, I say, hey, Paul, we might want to stay out of the tight man-to-man, and let's just make him go the distance and use the clock instead of giving, don't worry about the garbage yards underneath.
Avoid the chunk play.
Yes.
On 2nd and 10, Raiders rush 4, pressure coming. Mayfield gets away. Now Baker going to try to run, and he'll stumble down at the 24-yard line. Max Crosby had a shot at him, but could not connect.
He had a shot at his sack, and his hands go to his head. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed it. He's got great quicks off the field, off the snap, working on Wills, the rookie, up top.
And a whistle and a timeout used by Las Vegas. Coming up next, it's America's Game of the Week as Drew Brees leads the Saints against Nick Foles and the Bears, or an NFC West showdown between the 49ers and Seahawks. It's all coming up next here on Fox. Check local listings for the game in your area.
Yeah, I was talking to, like we said, mentioned to Troy Aikman this morning, who's calling that Bears game, and they got some wind advisories out there for that game. So Alvin Kamara will be big in that game. Bears aren't very good at running the football. We'll see, but they played really good defense.
We saw those Saints a week ago down in New Orleans. 2:50 remaining in the fourth, a 3rd and 9. Kevin Stefanski's Browns trailing by 10 late in the fourth.
They got man at the top. Higgins across the board.
Raiders rush 4. Mayfield with time. Nobody open. He'll have to run. And Baker Mayfield takes a big hit as he stays up to the 15-yard line.
Good job by Baker fighting and putting his shoulder down to get that first down. Popping right back up.
Didn't get it, Chris. They mark him just short. It's 4th down and short. And Mayfield will surge forward for the first down. So now the first down for Cleveland. 2:15 and counting to go in the fourth. Mayfield through the hands of Kareem Hunt at the 10, and that'll stop the clock with 2:07 to go.
A normally reliable Kareem Hunt. Ball's thrown to him. A little bit low and away for a running back, but Kareem's good enough to normally make that catch. Okay, remember 5 of the touchdowns that Baker threw last week, 3 of them were to tight ends. So you have Harrison Bryant who caught 2 and Njoku who caught 1. And they're lined up together to right side. Oh, excuse me, that's Landry.
Second down and 10. Mayfield looking for the end zone, deflected away. Nice hands by LaMarcus Joyner to get up and bat that one to the turf. 3rd and 10 coming up, but first another update with Carissa.
Well, Kevin, let you guys know that America's Game of the Week is next. Most of you will see this one. Drew Brees and the 4-2 Saints taking on Nick Foles and the 5-2 Bears. Saints' first outdoor game. Oh, it'll be 40 degrees and windy. Kevin?
Yeah, you know, 40 and windy is nothing compared to whatever it is here. 30 and windy with Grapple. 10. And movement, that's another hard count that coaxes somebody to move up front.
Cedric
Ball
Wills.
start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And the rookie left tackle is the one who moved.
So you remember how Crosby beat him with speed on that pressure? So sometimes when that happens, you want to really check yourself because you're concerned about that. So he got out a little bit early.
The Browns are going into the difficult end wind-wise to kick.
Watch Jarvis Landry. That's been his target today.
Into the end zone. It was Landry, and it's knocked loose. He got his hands on it, but Joyner and Lawson combined to jar it out of the hands of Jarvis Landry, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Browns trying to mount a comeback. Time running out in Cleveland.
T-Mobile's been building its 5G network for a moment like this. Introducing the iPhone 12 Pro with 5G. Now at T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage, you can unleash the power of the epic iPhone 12 Pro in more places. Get 2 iPhone 12 Pros and 2 lines of unlimited 5G for just $100. Only at T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network.
Shane is getting his holiday shopping done early at Amazon. So come December, he'll get to be Holiday Shane, a.k.a. Cool Uncle Shane. He gives the best gifts. And he's got a lizard.
Look at you. No braces, all the internet you can handle. I wasn't so lucky.
Invis is not your parents' braces. Invis is predictable, less painful, more comfortable. Invisalign.
At Burger King, when you order a 2 for $5, you might get a side of PS5. 2 for $5 mix and match. Buy and play game in-app for a chance to win.
Happy Halloween-o, neighborino.
Gather creatures great and small.
This isn't creepy at all.
Fox Animation Domination has a spooky show.
Let's just please go.
It starts with a Simpsons treehouse of horror that will thrill.
I'm gonna do what clowns do best. Kill.
And continues with a night of episodes that will make you scream.
Oh my, this one's not rated PG-13.
An all-new Fox Animation Domination Halloween, tonight on Fox.
Yes, I got plenty tattoos on my flesh. Drip on me, I tactical my vest. Hundreds everywhere, I made them down, baby. Oh, deep.
Go to NFLShop.com and gear up.
Thursday Night Football on Fox. Rodgers and the Packers. Garoppolo and the Niners. Thursday Night Football on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video.
Today's game is sponsored by Burger King. Mix and match your favorites for just $5.
Las Vegas Raiders trying to grab a win on the road over the 5-2 Cleveland Browns. Up 16-6 as we welcome you back to Cleveland alongside Chris Spielman with Laura Oakman on the field. I'm Kevin Kugler, and a 37-yard field goal attempt coming up for Cleveland's Cody Parkey. Big kick here. Cleveland has all 3 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, I'm just looking at those goalposts. It's like they're like moving to the beat of the music, man. You see them moving like that?
They are.
You got to aim right here. Aim with that one.
Yep. Aim to the right.
Yep.
And the wind will push it back to the left. We saw it in pregame warm-ups. It's like somebody says, put your putt 4 club lengths to the right. This spin started right enough, and it goes wide left. And the Browns come up empty. 37-yard try, pushed to the left by the winds that have plagued both teams all day today.
I can't believe it.
What? That our new house is haunted by Casper the Friendly Ghost?
Hey, Jill. Hey, Kurt. Movies? I'll get snacks.
No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on our car insurance with Geico.
I got snacks. Ooh, I got popcorn. I got caramel corn. I got kettle corn. Right. Oh, am I so loud?
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
What if one stalk of broccoli could protect you from cancer? What if one push-up could prevent heart disease?
One.
Wishful thinking, right? But there is one step adults 65 or older can take to help prevent another serious disease, pneumococcal pneumonia. One dose of the Prevnar 13 vaccine can help protect you from this bacterial lung disease that may even put you in the hospital. It's not a yearly shot. Prevnar 13 is used in adults to help prevent infections from 13 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Don't get Prevnar 13 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most common side effects were pain, redness and swelling at the injection site, limited arm movement, fatigue, headache, muscle pain, joint pain, less appetite, vomiting, fever, chills, or rash. Even if you've already been vaccinated with another pneumonia vaccine, Prevnar 13 may help provide additional protection.
Get this one done.
Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 13 today.
Howdy, folks. Colonel Sanders here to make dinner time a little easier. Meal times can be overwhelming, especially when you're trying to work, parent, and help with the schooling all at once. So let us help with KFC's $20 fill-ups. It's like a home-cooked meal you don't have to cook. Drive-thrus open or get contactless delivery.
Saturday on FS1, Hassan Haskins leads a dynamic Michigan offense against Michael Penix Jr. and Indiana.
Unbelievable!
Saturday at noon Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Download the Fox Super 6 app. It's free to play. Answer 6 questions by 5 p.m. Eastern this Thursday to win $25,000 of Terry's money.
Today's game is sponsored by KFC's $20 fill-up. Get contactless delivery now.
We've got bonus coverage coming up when we're done here. We'll take you to Minnesota Green Bay. Packers down 2 touchdowns, but driving. They're inside the Minnesota 30-yard line. Get you some bonus coverage coming up. Missed field goal by Cody Parkey has given the Raiders the football back. Browns have all 3 timeouts. And the wind blowing the ball off the spot.
Like Rodney said, I'm working enough down here. That's what it says. I don't need to go chase the ball.
First down and 10. And looking for yardage up the middle. More importantly, looking for the clock to start. Timeouts to be used. Josh Jacobs now over 100 yards rushing for the first time this year. For John Gruden and the Raiders, they go back to the West Coast. They'll take on the Chargers next weekend. Then Broncos and Chiefs as they get back into divisional play. Falcons and Jets to follow. This game was really important. We talked about it at the top of the broadcast for the Raiders and for the Browns. Browns going to their bye week, but both of these teams have relatively lighter schedules, at least record-wise, for the opponents they're facing in the weeks to come. It's the NFL, so you never know what might happen. Just ask Tennessee today. They're losing to Cincinnati in a big way. But this game for both of these teams looked like a big opportunity here as Josh Jacobs breaks free and down to the 45-yard line. pickup of 16 as we go back to Carissa in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Kevin. Ravens trailing 21-17, 3rd and goal. Lamar Jackson finds Marquise Brown. 3-yard score, his second of the season. Ravens back in front, 24-21.
Back and forth in Baltimore. Here has been the running game of the Raiders. And that's not a sentence that's been uttered of late by too many people. But this run game has been very, very good today, led by that man, Josh Jacobs. 117 yards today.
And look at his smile. It's almost, that's not a smile. I mean, it's excitement and all that, but almost relief. Because he's got to get going. And if he gets going, this offense is really, really good.
That's a bounce back.
Yeah.
17 yards on 10 carries a week ago. 117 yards on 28 carries this week. And carry number 29 takes him just across midfield. Jordan Elliott on the tackle. So for the Raiders, with the schedule percentage remaining at 42% of win percentage, Browns and Raiders, told you they have some of the easiest schedules left in the National Football League, and a chance to stack up some wins for both of these teams moving forward.
Yeah, I get all that, but the only thing I know about the NFL is
the NFL?
I don't know.
You put no, you get all that, but you put no stock into any of that, because who knows? This league, every single week. I mean, think how high the Browns were last week after that 5-touchdown performance from Baker Mayfield. Now you go into your bye week with kind of a bad taste in your mouth. John Gruden, his second time around with the Raiders. Not always a great reunion when you come back to your spot. Bud Grant, Chuck Knox, Art Shell with the Raiders, 2-14 when he returned in 06. Joe Gibbs, his second time around. John Gruden, second time around.
Yeah, I think
they're building this team.
Yeah, it's a total rebuild, and I think he's the right guy for the right job to move to Las Vegas, all that good stuff. And I just want to give a shout out. Like, we don't do players of the game, but if we did players of the game, I'm giving it to the offensive line of the Raiders, because even though Cleveland knows they're running the ball and they're doing every type of defense they can, and the biggest statement being made is that you can't stop us if you put 111 guys out there. It's not going to happen. And they just impose their will. This is exactly what Mayak was talking about in the pregame today.
And the knee taken by Derek Carr. And the Las Vegas Raiders move to 4-3 with a road win over the Cleveland Browns, who dropped to 5-3 as they head into the bye. It's only the third start that Baker Mayfield has had without a passing touchdown. For Chris Spielman and Laura Oakman, this is Kevin Kugler saying so long from Cleveland. Now let's go for a State Farm game break in Los Angeles.
Straight to it.
Welcome to the State Farm Game Break Show.
And we welcome you to State Farm Game Break Show. The Raiders go over 500 by getting the 10-point win at Cleveland. Before we get you to America's Game of the Week, we've got a little bonus coverage for you. The Packers trying to come back against the Vikings. It's a one-score game. Here's Kevin Burkhardt, Daryl Johnston, and Pam Oliver.
It's amazing how that's kind of like built into these plays where guys are folding in behind the runner and getting that whole pile to move forward, because defensively they're trying to stack everything up, but they're not going to have the numbers that the offensive line can generate.
I'd like to welcome those of you who saw the Raiders beat the Browns today 16-6. Here our game. It was a 14-14 game at the half, but Minnesota has really owned this second half. Packers just scored and then went for two, and they're reviewing the two-point conversion. And if you just see the football right there in the middle with the laces, that's a two right there.
That's the front of your plane.
Yeah. So that should be overturned. Dalvin Cook has had an amazing game. 147 yards rushing, 63 receiving, and 4 total touchdowns. And the other thing that comes with this, Daryl, while we wait on this, it's still a one-score game regardless. I'm assuming you're kicking off because you have 3 timeouts in the 2-minute warning?
Yes, I would. I'm going to challenge Minnesota's offense to execute one more time. I don't think there's any reason. I think that that's one of the reasons you are very judicious in how you use your timeouts during the course of the half to put yourself in this position where you have the ability to kick it deep, go out, play good defense, stop the clock, and then get better field position.
Well, you heard our opinions here. Dean Blandino, they're still taking a long time on this. Dean, I mean, this looks to us like this should be a conversion, correct?
I agree with you guys. I think the ball, and it's just any part of the ball has to break the plane, the front edge of that goal line. And to me, it does. But again, the standard is clear and obvious. Would I be shocked if they let this stand? No. But I'm with you guys. I think this is good and that it's a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, and I think if you didn't see the laces right there, maybe it would be harder, but the white laces stand out. Well, who knows? We'll see what they say. We're still waiting on the call.
There's the laces that Kevin's talking about right there. You can see them right under the face mask of Jamal Williams.
After review, the ball crossed the plane of the goal line in possession of the runner. It's a 2-point touchdown.
Well, we know what he meant. It's a 2-point conversion. There you go. And so it's a 6-point game. So interesting that Packers could essentially win it. But so can Minnesota here if they get the ball and take care of their business. 2:42 to go. Minnesota will get it back, and as great as they have been today with Dalvin Cook, they need to do it one more time.
Yes, and here's one of the things I like. Now, Minnesota's going to do this because they have to, right? Because you're concerned about the onside kick. This tips the advantage to me in favor of Green Bay. I'd be a little bit aggressive here. I'd try to put this down inside the 5 to one side or the other, keeping it in bounds to allow my coverage team to get down there because they're not going to get slowed down in this situation.
Scott to kick it off, and he's going to try to do exactly that. Abdullah gets over to field it at about the 12. Amir Abdullah is going to sit down at the 21. For those of you who just joined us, welcome. Here's the deal. Minnesota up by a score. Dalvin Cook has been sensational. His return from a groin injury. He's got 4 touchdowns. And he's done just everything for this Minnesota team that came into today 1-5, but have played their best game in a while. You know, they played well in Seattle and failed to execute late. Cook today, 210 total yards. It's a season high. 3 rushing touchdowns, second Viking with that. 4 total touchdowns, first time since '79, but now they need another first down or 2. And it's Cook with a great surge on first down. And he's out to the 28. He's got 6.
What a nice job by this offensive line all afternoon today. Just at critical times, just really in sync right now. Their combination blocks have been very effective. And let's talk about Ezra Cleveland. He's in at right guard. He had a tough day against Atlanta a couple weeks ago before the bye, you know, moving from left tackle into right guard, and he's played well today. He's worked well with Garrett Bradbury and Brian O'Neill.
So the Packers choose not to use a timeout yet, and they let it run to the 2-minute warning. It's Dalvin Cook's show. Can Minnesota hang on? About to find out.
Pac-12 football is back. The legendary conference makes their first ever appearance on Big Noon Saturday on Fox. Start Saturday strong at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. As sophomore standout Keaton Slovis and the USC Trojans take on Arizona State. Touchdown! It all starts with a special Big Noon kickoff, live with Reggie and Matt returning to the famed LA Coliseum. And then it's Arizona State, USC, all part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Hey, Tony, what you doing?
I am just reviewing some of Tubi's best plays.
Tubi, huh?
Total MVP. Here, check it out. They got a huge offensive line.
Yeah, but what if there's an audible?
Tubi has such a deep bench of free movies and television shows. There's always a perfect play.
We're kind of a big deal here.
That sounds like a total game changer.
Tubi. Download now on all your favorite devices.
Wednesday, a mysterious masked singer crashes the party.
Mr. TV!
Memories bring back you.
Season 4 is full of surprises.
That's not the only surprise.
I just got serenaded by broccoli.
Things were getting steamy between the two of us.
Plus, don't miss the huge celebrity reveal who everyone will know. A mysterious all-new Masked Singer. Wednesday on Fox.
Everyone, your attention.
Oh, I've missed you. Let's show them what we got.
Got a real good feeling.
911, what's your emergency?
There's a new team now.
We are doctors. We save lives.
Come, let's solve a murder.
Y'all waiting for help to come? It's us.
Hi, everyone. It's me, Mayim Bialik. I've got a new comedy coming to Fox called Call Me Kat. I play the owner of a cat cafe, and it's going to be perfect. Oh, I apologize. I couldn't help myself.
Call Me Kat premieres this January on Fox.
2 minutes left. The Vikings up 28-22 on the Packers back here in Lambeau. Dalvin Cook has been sensational. 216 total yards, 4 touchdowns. And trying to salt the game away here. Give it to him again. Cook. Looks like he has it. Will be a first down. And now Green Bay with 3 timeouts left.
That was the problem with that first play back after the kickoff, was it was so productive on first down that you had to let that clock run all the way down to the 2-minute warning. I don't know what the distance would have been for the Minnesota Vikings to use, or for Green Bay to use that timeout at that time to get another one in between what was remaining in the 2-minute warning. But I mean, Dalvin Cook was just so good on that first down, and again, now you're back at first down here with just 2 timeouts remaining.
Now, Green Bay still get the ball back right now. If Minnesota doesn't get another first down with 2 timeouts, figure 6-ish seconds of play, and then 40 seconds left, they'd still get it with just under a minute left probably. So 1 more first down for the Vikings should seal the deal. But you're right, that first play changed the thought process a little bit. Figure keep on feeding Dalvin Cook. Why not? It's worked all day. Not here, though, as Cook is going to lose a yard. It's Darius Smith on the tackle. So here are the Vikings. They come in here against a rival. These games are always good, but the Packers were 5-1, Minnesota 1-5. But just consider this for a second. It's obviously hard to make the playoffs if you're 1-5, but it has happened 3 times before. Matter of fact, it happened 2 years ago when the Colts did it. They finished up 10-6. And also add this, Darryl, you get 1 additional playoff team this year. And the way they're playing today looks like the old Vikings.
Yeah, and what have we seen through the course of the beginning of the season? We saw a couple outliers for them. The Packers say Tampa was an outlier. Indy and Atlanta for Minnesota, maybe they were the outliers. I mean, a 1-point loss at Seattle, a 1-point loss to Tennessee.
Right.
Both were undefeated at that time. This team can play well. They've just been inconsistent, and they've turned the ball over.
Right now, they're just looking for 1 more first down to win it. Cook again. Nowhere. And did the ball come loose? No. There was some scrambling there. And it was just some extra Packers in on the action. And so it'll be a 3rd down.
Yeah, the big thing here is time, right? It's not about extra yardage. So,
yeah,
be very, very smart. Be very, very sure with your ball security in that pile, Dalvin Cook.
So how gutsy are you if you're Mike Zimmer? Are you just going to give it to your bell cow today and see if he could break one, or are you going to take a shot and try and end the game?
That sure was a nice 50-yard screen, wasn't it, for the touchdown? You can get a little bit off script without being super aggressive. And I'm sure that Gary Kubiak has some plays like that, on the call sheet. I wouldn't slam it right into that front again. I'd do a little bit where I knew I'd keep the clock going. The most important thing is to keep that clock going.
Right.
How can we do that and be a little bit aggressive so we're not just running into a brick wall?
3rd and 9. Packers out of timeouts. Vikings need to get to the 42 to win the game. And they're just going to hand it off here. short. So they tried a little different look with the run, and with no timeouts, Packers can't stop it, but they will get the ball back under a minute.
Better watch it. You're going to get hired by somebody to come down on the sideline, Kevin, and hey, all right, now I've got 2 timeouts and we've got this remaining. When will I get the ball back?
I don't think
that was impressive.
I won't be successful on a week basis. Every once in a while. A Shepard back to receive. And Vikings aren't even out there right now. They're going to take a timeout, I would think. They will. 1 second on the play clock. So 57 seconds left. Packers need a touchdown with no timeouts.
Well, can it be that heartbreaking for the Minnesota Vikings? A 1-point loss to Seattle, a 1-point loss to Tennessee. Green Bay's in a position right now to go down the field and go 29-28 on them. As well as they've played today, and I've been very impressed. And you come into this game, and the one person that you can't let beat you is Davante Adams, and they've done a nice job. He's had his touchdowns. He's got 3 touchdowns, but just 7 for 53. When he's receiving, he's got the points on the back end, but you haven't let him have a game-changing afternoon like he had in week 1 or like he had last week against Houston. So, it's been it's been the best complementary team style of football I've seen Minnesota play this season.
Well, first it's on Colquitt. Try and get a good punt off here. Keep in mind, still wind gusty today. It's been all day. And it's a low returnable kick for Shepard from the 20. Has some room, and good pursuit by Minnesota down there. It was Osborne as he prevented him from getting to the edge. Well, 20 years ago today, or November 6th, just 20 years ago, period. It's far. Remember this play? Antonio Freeman, somehow the ball never hit the ground. Got up in the monsoon, rumbled on in. I'm not saying that's today, or something like that could happen, but you never know. These two teams got over to the very end. 47 seconds left. They need a touchdown. And they'll just get it out through Jamal Williams across the 35.
Minnesota staying what's worked for them all day. Just getting the pressure, whatever you can generate with the 4th down and dropping the 7 into coverage. Playing a, kind of that cover 2. We've seen some old Tampa 2. That play again, you had Eric Kendricks running with Davante Adams, number 3, down the middle of the field.
Rodgers. Again, Williams at the sidelines, got a first down, got to step out of bounds. Out to the 42 with 37 seconds left.
It's the one matchup, if you're trying to really know something pre-snap, and what's been consistent today is when they're getting into this shell type of coverage, Eric Kendricks will be running with number 3 to the strength side, and they've had Davante Adams get into that situation. But now what you've got to do, you got to manipulate that opposite safety and get him to pull up. On that last play they did, so we've got that again right here. Davante Adams is number 2 right now, so Eric Kendricks is going to run here.
Again, it's a 4-man rush. Rodgers, pressure from the backside, floats one for Tunyon, who's got it, but he's inbounds. It's a first down. The clock is running at 26 and counting. At the 41. Yeah, Rodgers is in confusion. He had to get someone to the other end of the tackle to make it a legal formation.
So good, so good. That's a 10-second runoff with that one. So we saw the one where he sees 12 guys on Minnesota, speeds it up, catches them, prevents a 4th down, gets the ball back to first down for Green Bay, and right there, I mean, it's almost going to be over at that point, and just smart enough to be able to see everything and get a legal formation in that situation.
So 12 seconds left. Packers need a touchdown. They have no timeouts. Rodgers Pressure coming. Hit as he throws. Is it a fumble or is it incomplete? Minnesota picks it up, and the Vikings look like they have it. And that will do it. DJ Wanham got the sack. And let's look. The hand is
not moving forward.
It is not moving forward. I mean, it's close. They always are. But that certainly looked like a fumble. The hand has got to be the thing moving forward, not the arm. Yeah, I don't see it. I think that's a fumble.
It kind of epitomizes how this game was today, right? DJ Wanham never gives up on that play. Minnesota never gave up today. And we came in with the matchup. And, you know, how do you slow this offense down as well as they've played, as good as they've looked throughout the course of the season? How does a young secondary and a young front work together to slow this offense down? And what a great credit to Mike Zimmer and his defensive staff to slow this group down. But DJ Wanham just kept grinding, kept going, and makes the huge play, the game-saving play.
So the ruling on the field was a fumble. Minnesota recovered. Should be the game, but take a look at it right now. Why don't we go to Dean Blandino? Dean, I know the hand has to come forward, correct? What do you think here?
Yeah, that's the key. It's the hand with control. To me, as soon as Rodgers' arms gets hit, it's out.
The game is over.
We're going to let it stand. That's the right call.
That's it. Game over. Dean, thank you. And the Vikings come to Lambeau. Their season on the brink at a 1-5 record. Their defense, the worst that this team has ever had, and yet they put together a tremendous effort behind Dalvin Cook's 4 touchdowns, and they upset the Packers 28-22. What a game. Kurt Menefee and the State Farm Game Break comes your way next. For Pam Oliver, Daryl Johnson, and our entire crew, I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Vikings, a big win at Lambeau. Kurt Menefee, you're up next, my friend.
Welcome to the State Farm Game Break Show.
All right, America's Game of the Week comes your way in just a bit. Many of you will catch Drew Brees and the Saints going for their 4th straight win, while Nick Foles and the Bears try to bounce back. They're 5-2, so don't count them out just yet. Meanwhile, San Francisco and Seattle in a great NFC West matchup. Jimmy Garoppolo and Russell Wilson going head-to-head. It all comes your way in just a bit. Right now, as we welcome to the State Farm post-game show, let's talk a little bit about the conclusion of that game we just saw there, Howie. The Green Bay Packers, we talked about in the pregame show, looked like a one-sided affair. Dalvin Cook came out and really almost willed Minnesota to a win today.
You know, Dalvin Cook is such an impactful player to them. And you know, everyone laughed when Aaron Rodgers during the week said, Mike Zimmer's a great coach. Why is Mike Zimmer on the hot seat? This is a division game. This is what the Minnesota Vikings want to be. They want to run the ball. They want to put the ball in Dalvin Cook's hands and play good defense. As they mentioned during the broadcast, young secondary, young pieces up front. We talked about the people they traded, people that are injured, and they just played coverage and rushed 4.
Yeah. And if you look at the Vikings, they've had 2 losses this year, one to the Seattle Seahawks and to the Titans by 1 point. By 1 point. And so that just tells me coming out and getting this victory today against the Packers, they're a good football team. If they can stick to that recipe where Kirk Cousins isn't out there throwing that ball, because he was on his way coming into the game, 30 touchdowns and 30 picks coming into this game. So this is what they want. Run the ball and play good defense.
It helps when
he stays healthy.
Yeah, and it helps when he stays healthy and plays like he did today. 226 total yards, the first Viking with 4 touchdowns in the game since Chuck Foreman afterwards. Just moments ago, as we said, he spoke with Pam Oliver.
All right, Dalvin Cook, the difference maker. What a great day for you, those 4 touchdowns. Tell me about helping your team get out of that slump.
It's just about us battling, man. I'm so proud of this group, so proud of this team. It's been a lot coming our way. You know, things haven't been going our way, but we just continue to fight, continue to go to work. You know, Coach them pushing us so hard and we responding, and you know, this will comes behind them when you just work hard.
Coming off of that bye, really having a chance to reset. Tell us just where the team was. When you guys came back to work, what was the mentality? What was the attitude?
Yeah, like I said, we've been taking ourselves there in practice every day. Like, we've been working all season, and, you know, we just haven't been getting an outcome. And, you know, it was about us tapping to us mentally and, getting to where we need to go mentally. And I think we got there, over the bye week. And, we just been talking to the younger guys, and the older guys been, pushing each other, and we just been working.
Well, good for you, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
When healthy, he might be the best back in the game. How about Tua making his NFL debut as a starter?
Tua Tagovailoa making his first start, as Kurt said, set up, crossing route. There it is, gun it in there. Devontae Parker for a 3-yard touchdown. We're tied Rams and Miami at 7 apiece. Jared Goff sacked by Emmanuel Ogbah. Fumbles the football, and Andrew Van Ginkel takes it back 78 yards. Is it Jinkle, Howie, or is it Ginkle?
Ginkle.
Okay, he goes a long way.
Woo! Cleveland, not the place to be. Raiders are there, though.
Bad weather in Cleveland, Kurt. Moving out, Derek Carr finds Renfro, 4-yard touchdown. Raiders on the road, 16-6, on top of the Cleveland Browns. Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens after just signing a 5-year extension. Rodney Stanley carted off with an ankle injury. And then fourth quarter to watch. Ben Roethlisberger finds Chase Claypool, 8-yard touchdown, 28-24 Steelers. And then Lamar Jackson trying to take it inside, go up for the touchdown to put the Ravens on top, turns the ball over. Steelers recover, 28-24 Pittsburgh. Patriots at the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, quarterback for Buffalo. Allen up the middle. 2-yard touchdown run. 21-14. Buffalo looking good by a touchdown over New England. And then third with 37 seconds left. Newton runs with it, fumbles it. Bills recover. Buffalo hangs on for a 24-21 win over the New England Patriots. Jets at the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs are leading the AFC West. Well, that's not going to slow them down one bit. Mahomes passed to Tyreek Hill for a 41-yard touchdown. Mahomes' 5th touchdown on the day. 400 yards passing, 35-9. Chiefs beat the New York Jets. Titans at the Bengals. Ryan Tannehill going up against the rookie #1 pick in this year's NFL draft, Joe Burrow. Burrow to Boyd. Finds him in the flat. Actually in the end zone. 7-yard touchdown. Tennessee now has lost 2 in a row, 31-20. Cincinnati beats Tennessee. Colts at the Lions. Lions wide receiver Kenny Golladay leaves the game with a hip injury. Fourth quarter, Matthew Stafford back, trying to bring the Lions back. No good. That one intercepted by Kenny Moore. Returned 29 yards for the touchdown. All Colts 41-21 over the Detroit Lions.
All right, Alvin Kamara and the Saints have won 3 straight. Can they make it 4 in a row as they go and visit the Chicago Bears? That game coming your way, America's Game of the Week in just a bit. Most of you will see that. Others will catch Jimmy Garoppolo and George Kittle and the rest of the 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks in a big matchup in the NFC West. Let's talk about both those games here. And Michael, I want to start with this New Orleans Saints team that looks like they're getting things together by winning 3 in a row, but they don't look like the same Saints team we're used to seeing.
I mean, they won in 3 in a row, but when you look at them, you don't get the same feeling of dominance like we've had in the past with this team. I mean, Drew Brees, but just not as crisp. Michael Thomas not being out. A little mystery there, in my opinion, on why he's not there and what's going on. But the man who runs that team right now offensively is Kamara. Mm-hmm. If he gets the ball in his hand and he has some space, he can make anything happen.
You want to talk about San Francisco, Seattle, Tony? Tony looked at me like I don't want to talk about New Orleans, Chicago.
I'll talk about New Orleans. I do like New Orleans, and I told you something does. Never mind, I don't even talk about Michael Thomas, but I did, because he did practice Thursday and Friday, and it's just wondering, like, why he wouldn't be in there. I said earlier on the show, something stinks. It's a little odoriferous, if you know what that word means. But looking at the San Francisco 49ers today, when they line up, there's no Deebo Samuel. George Kittle is going to go out there. I think he's going to have a great game. Are you looking it up? Looking it up. Shanahan, to me, he's establishing himself. He is a physical coach. George Kittle said it last week after the game that he plays with a bunch of psychopaths, and he fits right in because he's a psychopath himself. That's what this team is. It's not the finesse. Everybody looks at it. But that run game, stacked up with that top 5 defense, they're going to give Seattle all they can handle today. I think the San Francisco...
Well, Seattle's got no defense. I mean, they're the worst defense in the league. And I do like the way Garoppolo has responded in the last 2 weeks. He's come back and he's playing awfully well.
You worry at all about Seattle having lost that big lead late last week and he carry over?
I think Russell's at a point with that defense, has to play perfect every week. Wasn't perfect, particularly towards the tail end of the game last week. They brought a lot of extra blitz pressure. Arizona did, and they ended up losing the game. I think San Francisco has the most creative, surgical running attack, and they stick to it. And the thing they do best, I think, right now is they want to see Garoppolo from New Orleans. That game down in New Orleans a couple of years ago. That's the guy they want to see. They've been keeping the ball essentially out of his hands with the run game. They limit Garoppolo to 20, 22 passes a game, and that's it. He had one interception on him. One was a tip last week.
All right, some people will get to see that game. Many of you will get the Bears hosting the New Orleans Saints. It's America's Game of the Week coming your way right here on Fox. It should be a good one. That Bears defense has been staunch all year long. Can they hold off Drew Brees and the Saints and get the win today?
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Tuesday, America is voting, and Fox News is following every race as it happens. The 2020 election on Fox News Channel.
Hi, I'm Judge Jack O'Donnell, and you know what? We have something in common. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is more important than our families. When I'm on the Ohio Supreme Court, special interests will take a back seat to our families because it matters.
All it takes to start a chain reaction is to let up. You stop keeping a safe distance, take a break from your mask, and suddenly, an outbreak. And another, and another. Affecting the people in your circle and people you've never met. So remember, don't let up. The battle against COVID-19 isn't over. Stay safe, Ohio.
1, 2, 3, My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure.
Buy a 21 gas model Corolla now with $1,000 cash back, or a 2020 Camry and take $2,000 cash back on gas models, or $3,000 on hybrids, or 0% APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, I'm Judge Jack O'Donnell. Many Ohio families are struggling and need real help. Our current Supreme Court seems like they just don't care. Believe me, when I'm on the Ohio Supreme Court, I will care because it matters.
The little superstore, convenient food mart. Grovendale, we will fight for you.
Welcome to America's Game of the Week. Welcome to a chilly afternoon here at the start of November in Chicago. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Chicago Bears today on Fox. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. That is Troy Aikman. It is chilly here in Chicago, but a good matchup for you. And Troy, for the Bears, they come in with a record of 5-2. They're at the top now of their division after the Green Bay loss. Same record as the Packers, but it just doesn't have the feel right now of a first-place club, and predominantly because of the offensive trouble.
Yeah, it's been a tough year. It was a tough year last year also for this offense, and they're coming off a game where they failed to score an offensive touchdown on Monday night. And the biggest problem for them is they've been unable to get David Montgomery in this running game going, and I don't think that's going to change against the New Orleans Saints here today. Now, there has been some wind gusts here in this stadium in Chicago, and that is going to be a factor throwing the football, but that's going to have to be the way that Chicago moves the ball. And I think, like their formula has been throughout the season, they've got to rely on this defense being able to hold the score down and give them a chance in the fourth quarter.
I feel like we've said that before for a Bears game. Let's check in with Aaron Andrews. What a week it's been for the Saints, who have won 3 straight.
Yeah, they've been dealing with weather all week long. Hurricane Zeta hit New Orleans on Wednesday. A lot of this team still doesn't have power, and then they come to Chicago, where you guys said it. It is brisk and it is windy. Now, the winds have tapered off a bit since this morning, but I spoke to Sean Payton pregame, and he said there are still some gusts like you guys mentioned, that favors the team that can run the ball. He's also concerned about this surface. He said it gets pretty chewed up as the game goes on, so he told his players, you're wearing screw-in cleats. That's not an option. First outdoor game for the Saints. First time I busted out the hand warmers, Joe Buck.
All right, thank you, Aaron. Stay warm down there on this chilly Chicago day, but a good setting, except for a lack of fans here at Soldier Field. Chicago won the toss. They defer. We'll see Drew Brees to start the day as Harris stays away. And off we go. I'm going to bring up what you said to me when we were getting ready for this game earlier this afternoon, Troy. You said, I just don't remember a time where we've come out of a game saying, man, Drew Brees really struggled. I mean, it just doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. Not a game that we've called, and nor have I ever recalled being able to watch a game that he's played and said, yeah, that was just a terrible performance. I mean, he's so consistent, obviously some better than others. But last week was a great example. He was without his top two wide receivers, and yet he goes out and he completes 80% of his passes, and they're able to win the football game.
He's going to start the day with Latavius Murray, and he doesn't get much. 3. Hit by Robert Quinn. It was a decent defensive day for the Chicago Bears, but when the offense doesn't chip in that Monday night game against the Rams out in Los Angeles, not much you can do. Second down and 7. Here's Kamara to the 30. We welcome in the final piece of our audience on this day. We join you from Chicago, Soldier Field, and we've seen 2 plays, 2 runs. Latavius Murray and now Alvin Kamara brings up 3rd down and 5 for the Saints, who have won 3 straight. And Brees checks out. That means Taysom Hill is in at quarterback. Gets the snap, carries for the first down up near the 40. Brought down by Gibson, a gain of 9. This is a Saints team, Troy, that is really banged up, especially on the outside with no Emmanuel Sanders or Michael Thomas. Yet again, Callaway is out. But you get the sense when you talk to head coach Sean Payton, he relishes a challenge to try to come here on the road and devise ways to beat the Bears.
I agree with you. I felt that when we visited with him yesterday that he had a real air of confidence about him, that they were going to come out here, put together a game plan, and have success.
Good protection for Brees. Murray, a nice carry out across the 45 after the catch. A gain of 8 where Jalen Johnson, the rookie out here on the edge, made the stop. And there is Sean Payton, the pride of Naperville Central High School and a former Chicago Bear for a short time during the work stoppage season.
Well, you see that call sheet that he has, and you'd think it'd be a little bit reduced without these receivers playing. But last week in that win that they had against Carolina, a lot more 2-back set packages. Expect to see a lot more of that again today.
A couple of first downs already on this possession as Latavius Murray picks up 3. This is a very good Chicago Bears defense coordinated by Chuck Pagano, and up front Akeem Hicks, heavily penalized, but somebody who can really wreak havoc with an offensive line. And you know the reputation of Khalil Mack, 5-time Pro Bowler. There's the secondary with Johnson, the rookie, starting at corner.
Ready? We're ready. Set.
Kamara picks up 1. Brought down by Roy Robertson Harris. Second down.
Well, heavy run here on this opening possession. You'd kind of expect it, as we talked about. And this is a Bears defense that has given up a lot of yards on the ground. And so it's kind of a bend don't break type style of play. They're very good in pass coverage. They'll give you the yards on the ground, and then once you get inside the 20-yard line, they pretty much just shut you down.
5 runs, 1 pass. Here is a screen set up for the tight end Hill, and Hill slips. Something that Sean Payton was worried about, the footing on this field. Gets 7, probably had a couple more yards at least in there, but he went down as he lost his footing to bring up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, Sean Payton is not going to like that. He talked extensively to us yesterday about the cleats that they would be wearing, and as the great Bill Parcells, who he served under there in Dallas, said, slipping is not okay, and he doesn't want to see any of that here this afternoon.
Doesn't matter. Kamara gets a 1st down and more. Alvin Kamara inside the 25 to the 21. And on the ground, the Bears with no answers for the running game of the Saints. That was good for 20.
Well, they get the kick out right there, and then they just collapse that left side, and you see the cutback lane then that Alvin Kamara has. I mean, in that win on Sunday last week, he had 2 runs that totaled about 60 yards, and it was right up the gut. And this offensive line, one of the best in all of football. They get good movement, and he's got great vision, and you know, obviously they're going to be relying on him heavily here this afternoon.
On 1st down, Kamara, number 1 in the league through the first 7 weeks in yards from scrimmage. Forced out by Roquan Smith. Good play here and a loss of 2.
This is a nice drive. They're able to methodically drive this ball down the field. They've mixed in the screen game and have run the ball well. And I will say, if you're going to play the New Orleans Saints, you better be prepared for the screens. They run them from a lot of different formations and personnel groupings, and probably run more screens than any other team in football.
2nd down and 12. Breeze, Kamara is hit right as he made the catch. And then Urban cleans up a gain of 2 on the play. So now 3rd down, and this probably the biggest test of this possession yet for the Saints.
You're going to see the job that they do, Kamara, and then he's going to come back. This is another way of the screen that they run. They're trying to give it a little bit of a different look. Make it appear that he's going to run the wide swing route and then get the lineman out in front of him. The Chicago Bears do a good job on it.
3rd down and 10. Pass to Murray, and that does nothing. He gets popped by Roquan Smith, and the drive stalls here after that was good for 1. It's 4th down.
That's a great job by Chicago, and that's really kind of their formula. It's the blueprint that they use as a defense, that they'll give up some yards, and then when you get down into scoring territory, they make plays, and they do an excellent job of getting off the field on 3rd down.
Here's Will Lutz from 38. He has made 29 in a row. And the Saints, an impressive start to this one, especially on the ground. Opening possession, they come away with 3.